Hello, and welcome to No Icing, Season 4, Episode Numero 3. And let me bring up my favorite co-host, the man of 1,000 voices, Mr. Rory Penland. Help me welcome in our new guest tonight. Hello.
Wow. Practicing a little Spanish, are you?
Practicing.
At the beginning of the show, it says, that we have musicians, we have legends, and that definitely applies to our guest tonight. He's a musician, he's a legend in Atlanta, Georgia, wonderful performer, singer, and I just wanted to throw that in there. He's been on my show, It's Casual, and I'm glad that he made it for this show as well.
And first time on No Icing ever. So I'm honored to have him. And drum roll, Mr. Live and Direct from Atlanta, Georgia. Drum roll, Mr. Jeff Evans.
Hey. You see my guitar. Not that I'm not the most photogenic person in this part of the house. Present company accepted, of course, but it also helps you can see a guitar. So yay. Hello, Sandy. Hello, Rory. How we doing?
Hi, welcome.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for coming. Thanks for having us. Yeah. What does no icing mean? I mean, obviously it means I cannot ice, but what did
that's a long name? The show started with a character named Dritta, and she liked cake, especially strawberry cake. Talked about it a lot. So, but she doesn't like icing on her cake. So that's how the show started. And then Sandy D took over, and now she's decided to keep it no icing, but with Sandy D.
Okay. Well, I thought maybe it was a hockey term or something. Like penalty box and all that. Don't kill anybody else. Oh, yeah. My lovely Carol Keith over here says means I cannot kill anybody in the next 48 minutes. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge. I'm going to try to get her to sit next to me, but we'll see.
And I hear Carol is responsible for the artwork on some of your album covers. Is that correct?
Yes. The front cover. Photography. What? The photography. Yes, that's artwork. It's photography. Yes, the front cover. I wish I had it right here in front of me. Blah 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 blah. Record called Willow Pillow is a photograph she took from an observation tower in Tokyo about a week and a half after we started dating. Unfortunately, I only had 2 dates with her before she went to Japan, so I wasn't 100% sure she was coming back. Yet here she is. Granted, I moved in with her. She didn't move into my house. The way I tell the story is I came over on Valentine's Day, was our first date, which is very romantic, as you well know. I came over for salmon dinner, and I never left.
with you.
Man, because I'm sure she didn't know me well enough to leave me in the house feeding the cats and all that. Here she is.
I'm also a very good cook. So
oh yeah, yeah. But like I said, I never left. So when she goes out of town for stuff, like she had to go down and see her mom last night, I tend to cook it somewhere between midnight and 3 in the morning. But she actually is an extremely good influence on me because she is a wonderful cook, and B, she is a timely cook. She will cook at a reasonable hour before midnight. And this, by the way, is a T-shirt that she brought home from Japan for me. It is a Jean-Michel Basquiat. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, I know these things. I just can't pronounce them all properly. So as you see, there are things on here. Yeah.
Awesome.
I want to go to Japan. I'm a huge kaiju fan. I love Godzilla movies. So,
Nice.
What is kaiju? Is that Japanese Godzilla? Word for
monster.
Oh, shit, yeah, okay. All right, then.
Yeah, so like Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, I'm in all that. So,
damn, I'd say you're doing pretty good for yourself, sir. Yeah, I've not been either. We've been to a whole bunch of really cool places in the last couple of years, but I have not qualified for a visit to Tokyo yet. I'm still working on that. I think I have to wash some more dishes and feed some more cats. We do have 2 cats. There is Lucky, the fattest cat on the planet, who was actually on the back cover of the Willow Pillow CD. He was perched on top of my amp. And Bernie is the scaredest cat in the world, but they're both sweet and I love them dearly.
Scared cat.
Yes, Bernie and I are fellow cat parents as well.
Excellent. Okay. Cannot have too many cats.
We have say.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Carol corrected me. You can have too many cats. So I stand corrected. Or I sit corrected as it is right now. But yay, ask me some questions about me and then I'll play a song.
Well, can you tell us about that beautiful guitar? It's gorgeous.
Yes. This is a Godin. It's Canadian. Fortunately, I got it before the tariffs kick in. And I actually bought it on our first trip that we went to last summer. We spent 2 weeks in Italy and then a week in Paris. And somehow, being a T-Mobile person, thank you, T-Mobile, I'm not a paid endorsement, but they gave me free Wi-Fi for the entire 8 hours to, I think we flew into Paris and then jumped to Italy. And at 5 in the morning, I'm looking at guitars online because what the hell else are you going to do? And somebody in Oklahoma was selling this. They decided they weren't good enough to play it. And because it is a pretty nice guitar, and it's Canadian. Did I say it's Canadian? And so at 5 in the morning, we're flying in the dark over London, and I'm punching buttons on it. And by the time we got home, it was sitting waiting for me. Wow. So yeah, I haven't named this one. I guess I'm going to name it Goaty. I named most of my guitars, but I have not named this one yet. Until now, this is Goaty. That's with a T.
It's gorgeous.
So where did you go in Italy?
What was that?
Where did you go in Italy? I've been to Italy. I love it. It's my favorite place over there.
I quite liked it too. I knew some musician friends over there. I didn't have any gigs, but just in case I did, you got one. I needed a guitar. We started out in Naples, where there's a story. I'll play this song in a bit too. That's about the trip where we were in Nashville. I had a gig a week or 2 before we left, and somehow she managed to lose her driver's license. It turned out it was actually in the person's car who was driving, who could not find a car, though it was there. So she had to get a temporary driver's license, which was fine until we land. And of course, I haven't slept for this whole trip. And so I'm all jet lagged, getting dragged around. And they say, oh, yeah, we don't take this temporary license. So we had to rent the car in my name, even though all you get is a shift. And I've never driven a stick shift in my life. And I know we're going to be on the other side of the road. So anyway, I can't drive this thing for shit, but I put my name on it. And fortunately, the Naples, as busy as it was, the Naples, Italy airport, I won't say the name of the actual rental car company in case they're listening, did not check the shit at the gate. So she goes, let me try to drive it out. And sure enough, nobody was there. We sailed on out. And then, of course, you turn about the fourth or fifth layer of a ring of hell, with everybody driving on all sides of the road at the same time. And I'm there, I'm going, ah! And finally, she basically pulled the side of the road and slapped me in the face about 5 times. And then I got up and we got some nice pizza. And we headed on to Sorrento, where we spent the first night. And then we went to Positano, where, which is basically built into the side of a mountain. And it's gorgeous. And I totally fucked up my knee going really fast down about 1,000. It was at least 1,000 steps down and 1,000 steps back up when we left. And I'm still working on that. But anyway, we didn't need surgery. So from there, we went on to Pompeii. And I bought another guitar because this one, of course, wasn't in Italy with me. I needed one while I was there.
Right.
And we stayed there for a few days. We went to the ruins of Pompeii, had a grand old time. Then we went to, what was the name of that little beach place?
I don't remember.
A little beach place. It was really busy.
Oh,
Civitavecchia.
Yeah.
Which was on the West Coast.
On the way.
Yes. To
see Bob Dylan.
Oh yeah, we're going to see Bob Dylan in what town was that? It was Wall. Not Ennis. That's an arrow. Yeah, Lucca. And we saw Bob Dylan in Lucca. And from there, we went up to almost Switzerland, Lake Como, and we spent 2 or 3 days there.
And then we went to Alsta.
And then we went to Alsta, where I had musician friends. And then we went to
Turin.
Went to Turin, and where we saw the second largest Egyptian museum in the world. The first one is actually in Egypt, but apparently they wanted to become Egypt Junior at some point. So they built this really huge museum, and everybody there spoke Egypt. That's not true. I had musician friends there too, and from there we left and went to Paris for a week and came home. And so yeah, Italy I like more than Paris, but you know,
same here. Yeah, I love art. So yeah, Florence and Rome and again Paris. There's a lot of great museums there. Love that.
Yeah, we missed Florence and Rome. We didn't get.
Go back.
Yeah, we'll go back. We also didn't get anywhere like Calabria down in the south, which is also super. But we were trying to stay places 2 or 3 days at a time, so we're not running like wild dogs. You know, every night we got to go find another place to stay. And it was lovely. So I guess the first song I'll sing is about that trip. That would seem to be more timely. Then I'll do Rory's song. This is called Happy Earthquake. And I actually wrote this in Paris. All right. Oh, this song's brought to you by Pabst Blue Ribbon. 1893, I believe. Excuse me, 1844. I can't keep track. All right, it's called Happy Earthquake. Oh, by the way, am I too loud? Am I not loud enough?
You're fine.
Okay, cool. Where have I been all your life? In the next car on the train, riding up escalator while you were floating down. Now we have met in the basement. Rumbles of a happy earthquake. Well, she lost her license in Nashville. We were heading off to Italy. By the time her purse was found, we had left the land of the not so free. I got a license, she could drive a stick. It's all you can rent in Naples. Hope we don't wreck. She treated me in the room to Pompeii, gelato on the square. Country road, barely 1 lane wide. She don't seem to care. Mi dispiace, oh bravado, a dearly, ma non ascolta. Well, the flight's been delayed. Yeah, I love you even more. Sitting in the airport, flies buzzing around our phones. So now we have left. No, we already met. Soon we will be in the air on our way to Paris, landing in a happy earthquake.
Right.
I guess that's just
That's
You know-
by the way. She likes to push her button.
I guess I should explain a little bit. I was singing in Italian. Needless to say, she did and does still. She grew up in rural Georgia like I did, but she grew up in the part where everybody drives like a bat out of hell in general. And here she is with a stick shift, around all over the goddamn Italian countryside. So I'm expecting at some point we're going to get pulled. And I figure, well, I better be able to talk to these policemen. So I literally Googled out something to say if when they pulled us over. Mi dispiace means I am sorry. Oh, provocative, I tried to tell her. Ma non ascolta, but she did not listen. Fortunately, we did not get pulled over, so I just learned the phrase and put it in a song and didn't have to sing it from rattling the inside bars of the jail with my water cup. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. You know how they do over there. Well, Midnight Express and all that.
I can't say
Anywho.
I know about how they do
You
it.
didn't get pulled because they drive like that over there. They do.
And like Tom said, those things I worry about never even happen anyway. So that worked out pretty well too. Why? Ask me a question. Ask me my favorite color.
I love that Love Street sign behind you. That's like so classic.
That's Carol made her net worth, shall we say, in retail. She started out with antique stores and then turned that into several boutiques, and they were named Love Street.
But I lived on Love Street.
She also lived on Love Street in Smyrna, which is very near Marietta, which is semi-near Atlanta. And that's what the Love Street is.
And
It's everywhere.
Jim Morrison wrote me a song.
Yeah, Jim
too,
Morrison wrote her a song,
when
which
I was-
she sang when we went to Jim Morrison's grave when we were in Paris.
Yes. I've been there.
Yeah. Did you sing Love?
That's it.
Did you sing Love Street to Jim, Rory?
I did not.
Well,
I did take a picture next to his grave.
yeah. Oh, nice. Okay. I smuggled in a big beer, and it was one of those where you had to like kind of twist, kind of like a Grolsch, where you had
It
to
had a cork in it, didn't it?
Yeah, it had a fucking cork in it, and you had to like string. And about the time we were climbing over the fence to get closer to Jim, and it finally opened, and I thought somebody was shooting at us. But they were
Oh no.
they were not shooting. Once again, we did not go to jail. We
I
did
love
nearly.
how all roads lead to Carol. I love it.
We did nearly get arrested, except thanks for Carol. On Bastille Day, we were in Paris. We were staying in Montmartre, which is, I guess, fairly near where the big Bastille thingy was. On what was the cathedral?
The
Sacré-Cœur.
something like that.
Which is apparently Sacred Heart. But we got there, and it was right about midnight. And everybody shooting off fireworks, and people were selling Heineken bottles out of 12 packs and stuff. And so we got our beers, and we started back down the hill on the Sacre Coeur. And what do we come across? The carousel. And it's all dark. They were not running the carousel. And there were signs saying, do not get on the carousel. But about 3 dozen people were on the carousel, and the big, strong lofts were walking it around, making it spin. So, of course, we're going to get on that. And so we climb up. We're smooching in the back, and there's a couple of mirrors kind of looking over like, wow, you guys must just started dating or whatever. They were sitting like this next to each other. And Carol, as usual, goes flashlight pop. So we go scurrying off.
Everybody goes running.
Yeah, right into the cops.
Like
but
a
Carol,
rat scurrying into the gutters.
Straight into the cops they were, but not us. But Carol said, no, we're going out the back. And then she even was nice enough to grab the people who were sneering at us for being a new young couple in love. She said, come on out the back. So we went out the back. We sit down like little statues on the little seats back there. And they come over and they're speaking in French really fast because they were worked up because they were arresting people. And we just, even though I can speak a little bit, we just did the and they finally figured out it was more trouble to put up with me than it was to arrest me. So they went on their happy way with their big collection of arrestees, and we got in our free carousel time. So I'm sure if anybody from the police department is listening, no, none of that happened. We never even left the country.
Did you do the catacomb?
Brandy May is watching. Hi, Brandy. She said, do you ever play while she sings? Carol. Does Carol sing?
She can. She actually, she came in. We just finished the new Porkestra record the night before last. And it was just as an EP, just like the Willow Pillow one was, but it was 5 really old songs, the ones that everybody likes. And so I redid them in different styles, except for a couple of them did kind of the same. And one of them's called Sunday Beer. It's about back before the turn of the century. You could not buy beer in Georgia or a whole bunch of southern states on Sundays. You had to go to a bar. You couldn't buy it at the grocery store. You couldn't go to the convenience store. And so I wrote the song then, and then eventually passed the law letting us do it. So the song's kind of obsolete. But I did get her in to sing on the Sunday Bears, that bit. I'll play that one in a bit, but I need to change my tuning for that. But yeah, in general, she plays some things. She played tambourine on that song too. She plays cajon. She plays bird whistle.
I love the bird whistle.
She plays ankle
I
bells.
have one when I was little. Those are the best.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. What was that, Sandy?
I said I love bird whistles. I used to have one when I was little. I need to get one again. They're so fun.
Did you have the water-filled one or just the raw?
The water whistle of a bird.
That's a good one. Because what you can do, you can bottle it up in your cheeks and save it and spit at somebody you don't like. You don't have
You're so
to.
funny, Jeff. You're really funny.
It's like you guys are
really funny
Jeff.
personality. I love it.
Oh, I'm the smart Jeff Goldblum.
Is Carol on any of your Spotify songs?
Well, Happy Earthquake's about her. Time Wrinkle's about her. Willow Pillow turned out to be about her. And the song that you heard.
Go to meet Carol, Rory.
Yeah, the song where you heard about when she went to Japan, that's about her. So they're not all about her, but lots of them
They're all about her.
You're writing songs about me before you.
Yes, I was writing songs before I even met her. One of them was called "You Put the Juice Back." No, that was not about her.
You and Jim Larson.
Yeah, you know we are. All right, so what am I going to play?
You're gonna do Molly Wally.
No, Drives the Booty. Special for Rory. This was on my COVID record. Most songwriters had a COVID record, and apparently I did too. Mine was called Guitars, Food, Music, Beer, Dog, which was kind of a takeoff on Orange Julius's 5 Things, Man, Woman, something, TV, something. But anyway, this song, because dog.
F man camera. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I was working at a dog groomer that year, a couple years after that, and that year was tricky, of course, because the dogs could come in, but the people couldn't. And you put them in crates, and they get their bath, they do all this stuff you go through, and then we take them back outside. Everybody's wearing masks. The dogs are wearing masks, for Christ's sake. Actually, no, they weren't. But anyway, it was at this point it was me and the owner, who's a fantastic groomer. The company's called First Side EAV, which they basically stay 2.5 months booked out, so they don't need the publicity. But she is the best. Her name is Mary. And anyway, it was just me and her because nobody else wanted to come work because of COVID. And I lived right down the street, so I wasn't a problem. So one day, I've got a blow dryer about halfway up a dog's butt, and I start singing, "Dry is the booty," and all of a sudden I said, "Hey, I got a song," and I literally finished the song in the amount of time it takes to finish drying that dog's butt, and went home and lunch and wrote it down so I wouldn't forget, and here it is.
Renee
And
is
Renee's
watching.
got the emojis.
This
The
is her
doggy in
favorite
the
song.
shower on the butt emojis.
That's it. Butt emojis everywhere. I can't see the emojis, but somebody booty is gonna be dry. Dry is the booty. Somebody booty is gonna be dry. Dry is the booty. Somebody booty is gonna be dry. Air blowing up my ass, don't know why. Somebody booty is gonna be dry. Dry is the booty. Sitting in a crate on a doggy bed, barking at the groomer. Sitting in a crate on a doggy bed, barking at the groomer. Sitting in a crate on a doggy bed, going to the park, we come here instead. Sitting in a crate on a doggy bed, barking at the groomer. Soap on my belly and water in my face, I do not like this. Soap on my belly and water in my face, I do not like this. Soap on my belly and water in my face, drown that groomer with one big shake. Soap on my belly and water in my face, I do not like this. Somebody's booty's gonna be dry. Dry is the booty. Somebody's booty's gonna be dry. Dry is the booty. Somebody's booty's gonna be dry. Air blowing up my ass, don't know why. Somebody's booty's gonna be dry. Dry is the booty. It's summertime. Cutting and snipping all over the place. Mama, come and get me. Cutting and snipping all over the place. Mama, come and get me. All over the place. I'm gonna go eat that groomer's face. Cutting and snipping all over the place. Mama, come and get me. I'm back home playing the mud and the rain, splashing through the puddles. Back home playing the mud and the rain, splashing through the puddles. Back home playing the mud and the rain. Mama's gonna call them groomers again. Back home playing the mud and the rain, splashing through the puddles. Somebody's booty's gonna be dry. Dry is the booty. Somebody's booty's gonna be dry. Dry is the booty. Somebody's booty's gonna be dry. Air blowing up my ass, don't know why. Somebody's booty's gonna be dry. Dry is the booty. Dry is the booty.
Yay, thank you.
Yeah.
Again, that's one of my favorites.
Similar to the last song. The next song I'll play, I'll try to do one that sounds different. Very similar.
That is hilarious. I love it. I
Well,
was
thank you.
totally
Why
picturing.
don't y'all ask me where I got the name of the Porkestra from?
Where did you get the name from?
Why did you should ask?
Hey, I'll play along.
Thank you there, Rory. I've been a band for many, many years, and I kind of still have to a certain degree, called Chickens and Pigs. That came from a dream I had about 30 years ago. I was a landscaper, and it rained, so I had a day off, so I took a nice afternoon nap, and I had a dream where there's a big barnyard, and it was just a bunch of animals milling around, and at the end of the barnyard was a stage. and it had musical instruments on it. And at some point, a dog gets up on the stage and says, "Barnyard animals, please welcome chickens and pigs." So the chickens and the pigs in the barnyard came up out of the barnyard onto the stage, picked up instruments, and started playing them. And the music was fantastic, way better than anything I can play. Closest comparison I can give it to anything is like Sun Ra, some sort of space jazz. And when I woke up, of course, the music was gone, never to be found again by me, but the name was there. So I dilly-dallied along, put out 9 records with chickens and pigs over the years. And then I finally decided I needed a side band because everybody needs a side band. And so the idea was an orchestra of pigs. So Jeff Evans Porkestra. We are on Spotify and YouTube and all that shit. Really trying to get Spotify monthly listeners up so people out of town will say, "Hey, this guy doesn't suck." So if anybody out there listening or whatever, if you're on the Spotify, which I know is Satan's own bear claw, but it's kind of what bookend people in the industry uses a lot. So anybody wants to listen, and it's Porkestra with a K, like an orchestra, but without the CH. And you'll find us. And yeah, listen once a month if you would. I listen more than that. Once a month is all we ask. Anyway, that's how we got that. So, and I do have a new record coming out March the 8th. This one is called When Pigs Dance, and it's 5 of older songs of mine that my producer, I usually produce them, but this guy, so this time it's his studio. He's a fantastic studio guy. His name is Sean McPherson. He has East Atlanta recording in East Atlanta. And he said, "Can I do a record with you with just your best old songs and we'll like rearrange them and stuff?" I said, "Yeah, let's do it." So we started back in April and we took some time off and it's done now. And that comes out in March, but I'm still plugging Willow Pillow like a good old merchandise man. So, you know.
I love it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Do you sell CDs too? Or I've
Yeah.
been listening to you on Spotify. I love it. It sounds really good in my car.
Free. You can find them usually through just me. I'm supposed to be doing SoundCloud and Bandcamp and all that. And Bandcamp will get going. I don't think it's going right now. But if you can find, hell, go to my Facebook page. Jeff Evans Orchestra has an Instagram page too and a Facebook page. Go to them and say, "Hey, asshole, I want a CD," and I'll make sure you get it. Your grubby little paws will not be CD-less.
It sounds really good on my truck on Spotify.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. You must be one of those monthly listeners then. God bless you. God bless you. Indeed.
You've been jamming with Lars Nagel and Diane Marie Call anytime recently, or?
I got to overdub guitar on one of Lars's songs for his new record back in December or November, one of those months. And it's a great record, and I didn't totally suck on it, so I'm pretty happy. Lars played a really great guitar part on one of my songs called "I'm Going to Town" on the Willow Pillow EP. So I was more than happy to return the favor and play a bit of guitar for him. I understand Diane's got a new record out. I've not heard it yet, but she's fantastic, and that means that the record is fantastic. And she has a cat, at least one, I think maybe 2 or 3. So how bad can she be?
Part of the cat family, cat lovers family, for sure.
Well, I come from dogs, but we have my last dog. He passed away about half a year before.
4 months.
Yeah, about 4 months before I met this young lady here, and we have no fence here. And Lucky, the big fat cat, likes to attack dogs. So I figure I cannot bring a dog into a home of violence. So we'll see. One day I will have another doggy, or another doggy will have me, which is more how that works usually, I think.
True.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's a new song that you would like to play on the show?
Let's see.
From your latest album.
Oh, on the new one?
Yeah.
have a clip tune or.
What's your, is that, do you have a favorite tuning? Is that, what tuning are you in?
I was in standard tuning where I mainly spend a lot of time at. Let me check it with this thing. But this is Open G, which is an old blues tuning. It's really good for slide. Rolling Stones have a bunch of songs in Open G. It's easy kind of 1 and 2 finger guitar stuff in that. You don't have to be, and it also turns out to be a really good tuning for singing and playing at the same time, because you don't have to look at your hand. You know, you can actually focus on the microphone like a proper singer, or an improper singer in some cases, such as this.
Improper.
All right, that worked. All right, this is the Sunday Beer song. Yeah, Carol's going to come sing with me.
Oh, how nice.
Brandy was asking for a duo.
Yes.
Brandy wanted a duet.
Well, can't blame them. If you go pile in right next to her, can you see her? There she is. Climb in,
Oh,
love.
she is.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Walk to the bar, knock on the back door. I paid half again of what I paid before. My Sunday beer. My Sunday beer. My baby won't give me no loving if I don't bring her Sunday beer. Went back inside, put balloons on the tap, filled them up, hit them in my baseball cap. My Sunday beer. Sunday beer. My baby won't give me no loving if I don't bring her Sunday beer. Molly, baby. There you go. That's what we are. Bought me a keg on a Saturday morning. My friends drank it up and now I'm all forlorn without my Sunday beer. Sunday beer. My baby won't give me no loving if I don't bring her Sunday beer. I went to a party, everybody was drunk. Brought my car around, filled up the trunk with my Sunday beer. Sunday beer. My baby won't give me no loving if I don't bring her Sunday beer. Went to the liquor store 11:59. I couldn't get in the door for all the people trying to buy the Sunday beer.
Sunday beer.
Beer. My baby won't give me no loving if I don't bring her Sunday beer. Sunday beer.
Sunday beer.
A Sunday beer. Oh, Sunday beer.
Sunday beer.
My baby won't give me no loving if I don't bring her Sunday beer.
Brought your backup singer with you, huh?
Yeah,
Yay.
everywhere I can.
That was adorable.
Really cute.
She grew up in Warm Springs, Georgia, the home of President Roosevelt.
Not the home. Where he went for his polio treatment.
I know, but it was his home for when he was getting polio treatment.
His home away.
Okay, his home away from home. His home was the White House, to be able to get technical. It was the little White House, but it was still a home. I reject the idea that was not his home. He is unavailable to come in, I understand now, but
What do you use for your slide?
I have a bunch of different stuff. This is an old, like a Coruscant bottle thing. I really like this little guy, which is, I use him on the third finger, just a little piece of brass. Whoops, there it is. I'm thinking backwards. That's the way. This is it's not ceramic. Do you know what the fuck this is? She says, yeah, the girl thinks it's glass.
It looks like glass, maybe.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Actually, I think it's,
And they just fit you. They fit you right. Like, do you put it on all the fingers or just specific
Well,
fingers?
if I'm playing a long slide, I use my little finger because generally, like I say, I'm in the open tuning and I can play stuff behind and it go ying, 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 ying. But if I'm using the little short one, I put it on my ring finger and it comes down low enough so that I can still fret a little bit with that one. But then I do it more for 1 and 2 note little things where you can do 1 or 2 notes with this, but it's much easier just slash and bam like that. So yeah, it depends on the circumstances. Is probably the best way to describe that one.
That's cool. Really cool. And you're friends with a lot of the people we know from the Atlanta music scene, right? You're friends with
Yeah, Tom Cheshire, hell yeah. I know Julio from Julio, if you're watching, hope you're feeling a whole lot better, brother. I know Renee a bit, Bob Ross from Athens. Everybody loves Bob Ross. If you don't love Bob Ross, you're not really an American, I say.
I love that.
Yeah, and there's, well, hell, who else? Well, Lars and Diane we talked about. There's who?
Troy Moore. Troy Moore. Charlie.
Oh, Troy, is Troy doing stuff much? I have not heard much from him in a while.
He's really talented.
He's super.
He kind of dropped off the radar a bit.
You know, we all come and go and stuff. Yeah.
He did a music video for me for what a children's song that I wrote.
Do tell. He's a fantastic videographer. He can do pretty much anything he wants to, I believe. Sings like a Roy Orbison. You know, yeah, he's a great player. He understands audio studio as well as video recording. Yeah, he's like a Renaissance man. CJ Peters from Salisbury, North Carolina. I love that guy.
He was just on my show. He was my first guest this year.
Good golly, Miss Molly. So he got show number 1. Good for him. My mom lived in Salisbury, North Carolina for quite some years. She and her husband are retired down in Florida now, but they never knew CJ, and I don't understand. Salisbury is about the size of this living room here, and I don't know how they could have. My mom lived there for 7 or 8 years, maybe. I have no understanding how they didn't stumble into each other and become kindred friends at the Food Lion or wherever the hell they were. You know, you buy your groceries in Salisbury, North Carolina. But they didn't. But now they know each other through the gloriousness of Facebook and Kimono My House and Kim Ware and Andy Gish and all these wonderful people.
Yes, Kim and Lars Nagel, right? And are you friend? What about Mudcat? Are you friends with Mudcat and Catherine?
I've known Mudcat since way before COVID. He used to have a blues festival every year called Chicken Raid, and I played 11 or 12 of them in a row, I think, right up to when they stopped doing them at COVID. And now he is Atlanta's ambassador to the world, to the music world, as far as I'm concerned. Well, okay, all music. He can play anything, but yeah, he's the gold standard by which all us front people aspire to be, you know. And he's got the biggest, just a sweet mother. Don't say it.
I gotta get him back on my show again. He's been on my show a couple of times, Rory.
Yeah.
We've had Mudcat on a few times. He's wonderful. Him and Catherine. I love Catherine.
He's really talented.
I'm sure y'all know she works with rescuing like wild birds and all sorts of weird animals that somehow get lost and find their way into Georgia. And she pets them on the back, feeds them, gives them a Rand McNally atlas and points them in the direction of where they come from. And if their wings broke, she puts it back together and gives them the atlas and puts it under their other wing. So, she's considerate like that.
Well, I think she's like a wildlife expert, right? And rehabilitator. We have a few. There's, Chip Cop. Chip.
I know of him. I've never actually met that gentleman. I understand he runs around the West and does some of the same type of stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a musician and he also does wildlife rescue and rehabilitation. And he was also on my show. He was just on my show last year, right at the end, right in December.
Yeah, I've never met him. He seems like a very nice gentleman, and hopefully one day the whole all of these different Cosmos and Kimono and StreamYard and John Phipps and everybody, they all go pile into the middle of the country, which I guess for your sake should be Chicago or St. Louis, and we'll all just get up and dance naked on the roofs.
We need to do another reunion.
I want to come to Atlanta really bad. One of these days, I'm going to make it out there and go visit the.
We have an airport and everything.
Ranch, the Haven.
Athens. Yeah, Bob's been trying to get a big reunion in Athens. Just hasn't happened. I mean, he's had some reunions with a lot of people, but yeah, we haven't had a really big one.
Yeah, I've been to one. God, year and a half, 2.5 years ago now. He's marched along, and yeah, it's a fantastic property and just a grand old place, and he takes care of it, and he, keeps it within the family, which is always a glorious thing to be able to do. Take care of your family stuff.
Shout out to Bob Ross if you're listening. Beach Haven.
Turmeric and greens, Bob. You'll live to be 260 years old, I promise. Bob is the healthy eater of everybody I know. I tend to like bacon pork chops, basically. So, by the way, that is the best meal you can ever make. You fry your bacon, make it crispy, set it aside, cook your pork chops. When the pork chop is just about done, you put some nice cheese on top of the pork chop, and then you put the bacon on the cheese, and it all melts together, and you just go at it.
Man.
All right, let me play one more song for y'all. Are we cutting off at 11?
Yeah, we're just about wrapping it up right now. Rory, do you have any plugs that you would like to mention for next week?
Again, we do Two Guys and a Gal talking about movies on Mondays. We're going to do Charles Bronson next week. Roland Pruitt's Kaiju Review. We'll be doing King Kong Escapes next week with Linda Miller, the girl that actually starred in the movie, a lady. And on General Howitzer's Big Monster Briefing Room, Valley of the Guanji, cowboys and dinosaurs. Gotta love it.
Sounds reasonable. Hard argument.
Maybe a special guest from Alana. Oh, shout out to Alana Lang and John Duncan. I think that today's their birthdays. So birthday shout-outs.
I love both of them. Happy birthday, Alana. Happy birthday, John.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Now we can get those two together from Pittsburgh to New Zealand. We'll meet halfway in between there. Now we're talking some travel. And
and John Duncan should be part of it.
Bean for us all. The Bean is apparently a good dog.
And next week, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks to the replay people. Yeah. Hello. Shout out to the replay, and please share and follow if you like what you see. And follow Jeff Evans and go listen to his music on Spotify and get ready. Stay tuned for he'll probably be back on No Icing again because we're going to talk about the new music that's out in a few months. So look for that new music coming out in May. And also next week on No Icing, we have Rory from TikTok, one of the Robert Hinkle fans and friends, Mellow Fred. So he's going to be on next week, and then the week after that on No Icing we have Eddie Brill coming back. So So yeah, so everybody stay tuned for some more great shows. And thanks for watching. And thank you, Jeff and Carol. It was wonderful meeting you. You're so lovely.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Fun.
Yes.
And I hope you guys come back on my show again.
We'd love to. We love. Now we know how it works. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll play out one more song and we'll call it. Yeah, the record's out on March the 8th. It's called When Pigs Dance, and it's Jeff Evans Porkestra, Porkestra. And this song is not on it. This is on the last record. This is called Flavor's Power. Thanks everybody for watching and listening. Met her at the market, she was hanging with a farmer, could not help but harm her, and he would not make amends. She tried to push me away, she said that we could still be friends. She comes from a long line of swans, sing, hum, and whistle, flaps her feathers, reckless swaying, signifying dismissal. Oh Lord, I want to be her, him. Now she's floating for me. I'm a learn to swim. Tastes like cayenne and fennel seed. Maybe just a hint of weed for dandelions. More than flowers. Flavor is power. All grass. Oh, she's hiding in the pines. You can't taste the strawberries out getting all tangled up in the vines. Fortune teller took down her tent when she learned she was wrong. She said we might fall in love, but it would not last too long. I'm a city boy, but the country sure has its charms. The 5'5", eyes of green where the river meets the farm. Tastes like cayenne and fennel seed. Maybe just a hint of wheat for dandelions. More than flowers. Flavor is power. All right, thank you so much.
I love it.
Thank you all so much, Sandy and Rory, for having me. We'll see you next time.
So
Thank
happy
you,
for you.
everybody.
You found the house of love.
God loves
Bye,
you.
everybody. See you next week.
Everybody.